What's going on, guys? It's Jimmy here with your $600 second stimulus check update and your $2,000 third stimulus check update, as well as mortgage and rental assistance, which I may or may not have forgot to give you at the end of last video. But I do have another state rental assistance program that just might pay your rent if you qualify for it at the end of this video. I'm going to go over all the details of that, including the new stimulus package coming from the Biden administration with a third round of checks and related news regarding the impeachment of President Donald Trump. But first, if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe down below so you don't miss out on new updates regarding future stimulus checks, stimulus packages, unemployment checks, and rental assistance. And don't forget to give this video a like for us down below. It really helps out our channel. Okay, first up, it looks like the Democrats in the House of Representatives are actually going to be voting possibly, or at least introducing the articles of impeachment on President Donald Trump on Monday. Let's hear about that.
So, Eamon, we have some news, and that is that 3 members of Congress are expected to introduce their articles of impeachment on Monday. That is extremely quickly. It is David Cicilline, Ted Lieu, and Jamie Raskin of Maryland. They plan to do that, but they're doing it at a special time called a pro forma session in the House. So what that means is that will then be up to House leadership on when they decide to bring that up to a vote, if at all, these articles of impeachment. We saw in a letter to her colleague, Speaker Pelosi, saying that if the president does not resign immediately, if he does not evacuate the office, then they will move forward. So those are strong words from Pelosi, but she has not definitively said what her next actions are yet. But President-elect Joe Biden was just talking about all the things that are going to have a lot of impact on Capitol Hill, and he has a lot of phone calls coming up, too. He's expected to speak with Speaker Pelosi this afternoon, and also House Republican leader Kevin McCarthy put out a statement today saying he is also going to call President-elect Biden as well to talk about this issue of impeachment. His message to Biden is, let's not move forward on impeachment. His fear is that the country is too divisive right now. It is just a powder keg, and he thinks that it is just going to excite the tensions, and he's worried about more violence. And so that is what McCarthy said his message is going to be to President-elect Biden. And that seems to be, according to my sources, what a lot of Republicans think, that not necessarily that the president should not be impeached, but they're worried about what's to come if he is.
Now, if this comes up to Nancy Pelosi introducing this in the House, she almost certainly will. She's been trying to impeach President Donald Trump, a lot of Republicans would say, since the day that Trump came in. But there's also a growing kind of rumor going on around President Donald Trump that he may resign to then have Vice President Mike Pence, who would become president, then pardon him for any and all things that he may have ever done in the past, including the possible fault for these 5 deaths at the rally. Whether or not you think it's his fault, there's a growing rumor that he may resign, and then Mike Pence would become the president, and he would pardon him for any and all crimes ever done in the past. But the problem with that is that we know that President Donald Trump is a very proud man. And I just don't know if I could see him resigning at all. In fact, we know he wants to run in 2024. And I also kind of know that, like, there's just so many people that want to sue him and try to press him for charges for all sorts of different things that may have happened during his presidency. Of course, all from the Democrats. Again, I'm not from either side. I'm just kind of like letting you guys know what's going on. But do you think President Donald Trump will resign and have Mike Pence pardon him for any and all crimes he may or may not have committed? It's just a clean slate whether he committed them or not. Or do you think he's too proud to do that, and or he doesn't think he did anything wrong ever, not even just this one instance, but for anything in the past? A pardon would clear him of anything, that even if he possibly did, he wouldn't even be able to be tried for anything of that in the past. But the problem is we know he wants to run again in 2024, And at this point, he does look like the leading Republican candidate. Probably the next two most popular candidates for the Republican side in 2024 would be Vice President Mike Pence and also Republican Senator Josh Hawley, although he's kind of been getting some backlash this week for saying that he was going to object to the election results, but I honestly don't think his intentions were that bad. He basically just wanted to say that, and again, there were multiple Republicans that objected, and they just didn't have enough of the majority to do anything with it. It just needed a simple majority to pass, and each state's pass because there wasn't more than 50% of Congress, Senate or House that objected to the election. So really, their objections didn't do anything. But Senator Josh Hawley's been taking a lot of criticism for that. But before that, just a week or two before that, he was the hero of the nation for standing up on the Republican side, pushing for first the $1,200 checks when there were zero checks in the second stimulus package. We know that ended up being $600. Without Republican Senator Josh Hawley and Bernie Sanders and President Trump, we wouldn't have got those checks. So really, you have to put all the credit to those three people. Okay. And then Josh Hawley and really all the same three people, Josh Hawley, Bernie Sanders, and Trump, pushing for the $2,000 stimulus check, which then passed the U.S. House of Representatives, but then Mitch McConnell delayed it. And ultimately, just a few days later, that led to the demise of Mitch McConnell, who will lose his Senate Majority Leader seat. He will no longer be able to delay the $2,000 stimulus check or the future multiple stimulus checks coming out in the future. Multiple stimulus checks and packages the Biden administration says will happen now until the pandemic is over, which is it's gonna be a while. Record high cases of virus right now and deaths equal. It's not going away next week. You let me know your thoughts if it's going away next week. But we only have 1% of the population vaccinated right now, so yeah. I'm going to give you guys a quick unemployment update. First of all, I have a video down below. I'll link to you at the end of this video and down below in the description on how you might be able to qualify for $400 per week unemployment. But as you can see here on the screen are the different states in the United States that are now already paying their $300 per week unemployment extension, which is $1,200 per month for anybody on unemployment. So you can see about half the states here. A lot of them are paying, not ready, pre-implementing, implementing, and you can basically see the latest update on your state or anybody you know who might be qualifying for unemployment. You can see their status here on the screen. Let me scroll down here to the bottom half of the states so you guys can get an update on those states. But basically, we have what looks like over 50% of the states getting $300 per week unemployment bonuses out right now. Let me know down below in the comments if you have received your $300 per week unemployment boost checks or direct deposits, or if you're still waiting on them and what state you are from, because it will help out our fellow viewers. And as I said, there is a way that you might be able to actually qualify for $400 per week unemployment bonus. I will link you to that video I did yesterday at the end of this video, so you can watch that if you think you might qualify for that. We know now that the Joe Biden administration is now assembling what we were going to call the third stimulus check package. There have been more than 3 stimulus packages passed, but this will be the third one that actually includes a stimulus check. And we're also expecting another unemployment extension, even though they will likely pass this here within the next few days to few weeks, that they will probably just the current unemployment goes until mid-March, but they're probably going to preemptively extend that and possibly make it higher up to $600 per week. It looks like at the bare minimum, the third stimulus check will be $1,400. And the reason for that is that's what I call a plus-up $2,000 stimulus check. That bill already passed the House of Representatives, but Mitch McConnell blocked it. Mitch McConnell's no longer, or will shortly here, no longer be Senate Majority Leader. So then the Democrats will be able to repass that bill because that bill expired at the beginning of this month, about a week ago, when the new Congress came in. So they would have to repass that bill, which they can do in literally just a matter of hours whenever they choose to do it. And we'll keep you updated on that. But basically, the House has to repass it, and then it will go over to the Senate, and Mitch McConnell will no longer be the Senate Majority Leader. So we'll either get a $2,000 plus up stimulus check, which is basically $2,000 for the second and third combined. So your third stimulus check would be $1,400 because you already got the $600 or you're waiting on the $600. Let me know if you have gotten your $600 stimulus check here within the past like 2 to 3 days and what state you're from. It will help our viewers down below. But that would be a plus up check where it's $1,400 plus the $600, so a combination of $2,000. The bill that passed the House was a plus up bill for adults and for children. So it was $2,000 for children too, a plus up, so $1,400 additional for children, but it was a full $2,000 for any dependents, college students or adults. That $2,000 check would have been a full $2,000 because adult dependents and college students and 17-year-olds and up were left out of the second stimulus check. So if they pass that bill again with the same wording, then you would get a $1,400 stimulus check for adults, $1,400 stimulus check for each of your children, and a $2,000 stimulus check for dependents. Now, we've also seen some information that the Joe Biden administration and Joe Biden himself might want a $2,000 stimulus check, not a plus up. So you'd get $2,000 instead of $1,400. And this is not surprising to me at all because we know that his vice president, Kamala Harris, was the main driving factor, the main proponent of the $2,000 per month stimulus checks, along with Bernie Sanders. This goes back many months from when they were fighting with the Republicans and Mitch McConnell would, block and table bills, which he'll no longer be able to do anymore. So they're for $2,000 per month. So it's not unreasonable to think that the next check could be $2,000 instead of a $1,400 check. And honestly, it could be either. If there's a little bit of a delay here, if we go the next week or so or two without a check, then the chances grow higher of making that a full $2,000 check. What will really be the interesting thing is if they make it $2,000 for dependents and for children, because that'll make a huge difference for a lot of people. For example, if you're a family of 5 with 3 children, if it's just for the adults, you'd get $4,000. But if it's for your children too, you get $10,000. And that would be a pretty decent amount to kind of tide you over for the next month or two until the next check come out. The Biden administration has said repeatedly that they will be passing checks and packages until the pandemic is over. So basically, at the beginning of January / the end of December, we got those $600. It's not a lot if you're a single person. If you're a family of 5, it's decent because you would have got $3,000. Now the next check will be coming here shortly, and it'll either be $1,400 or $2,000, and we'll have big question marks on whether or not it will be $2,000 for children and adult dependents. A lot of people are unhappy because the second stimulus check left out college students and children 17 and 18 years old and all dependents. On your next mortgage and rental assistance program, the state of New York is extending their rental relief program to February 1st. They can actually pay months and months and months of your rent or mortgage if you are in the state of New York. I will be having more of these states coming out almost every single day. The New York State COVID Rent Relief Extension Program will remain open to applications through February 1st with revamped program eligibility criteria that will no longer require households to have been considered, quote, rent burdened prior to the pandemic. A household that is rent burdened is defined as one paying more than 30% of its monthly gross income towards rent. So that qualification will no longer be in effect. This article says residents who previously applied for rent relief will not have to reapply to be reconsidered. All applications previously denied will be reevaluated according to the new criteria, and applicants will receive revised determination letters according to the State Division of Homes and Community Renewal, which administers the program. So if you or anybody you know is from New York State, that sounds like a good time. I'd like my medium. Thank you. But if you're from New York State or anybody you know is from New York State, have them Google that program, look into it, and apply right away because it just might pay your rent and give you $2,000 or $3,000 in stimulus money on the state level. I will be keeping you updated on more states passing rental assistance and state stimulus check programs and all sorts of state programs, as well as the federal stimulus checks, stimulus package, and unemployment packages, and all that good stuff in upcoming episodes. Remember, new videos come out at 10 a.m., 3 p.m., and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Make sure to subscribe down below. It's completely free. And click the bell icon so you get notifications when we go live, or just tune in at those times. Go on YouTube and just type in It's Jimmy and 10 a.m., 3 p.m., and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can click this top video here to watch my newest stimulus check video next. And this bottom video is about how you might get $400 per week for unemployment money instead of $300. Click on one of those videos to watch them next. Thanks, guys, and I will see you in the next video.